Hey everybody, so as you can see, the DIY MFT, miniature MFT that is essentially done. So really didn't take too long since the last video, really kind of very simple assembly. You can see some of the stretchers up there, got the same on the other side. The dominoes worked out great, so they were glued in. Really enjoyed doing that. Attaching to the top was super easy. And then it was just a couple of rounds of finishing. So the finish that I used on the base is just this wipe on poly. And so I did 2 coats and applied it with a foam brush. I've done that on basically all of the shop furniture in here. So very easy, sanded with 220 in between those 2 coats. Then a really light sanding with 220 after that second coat. Did that on kind of the bottom or the torsion top as well. And on the top itself, so I did the exact same finish that I did on my larger DIY MFT, and that was Osmo Polyx. So really simple to apply. Applied it with these microfiber cloths from Amazon. And first coat, when using it on MDF, it takes a lot of Osmo on that first coat. And I applied it with the holes already in here, so you don't have to worry too much about that. It doesn't really clog these up, especially if you have the reamer and chamfer tool to kind of clean that up after. So applied a fairly thick coat, wiped it off, and then the next day, the top definitely feels a little textured, but breaking that down with 220 grit sandpaper made it super smooth. And then I applied a second coat using the exact same method on top, and didn't even have to sand that after. So really easy to apply and just get this absolutely beautiful smooth finish. Really hard. So that's something that I definitely liked about my larger DIY MFT, was just the durability of it. So as you can see, I already have a few Systainers in here. So using the sys rails down here, but kind of before finishing up the sys rail placement, I want to just kind of finalize what my plans are with Systainers. I do have a 337 millimeter Systainer coming any day, and I believe that should fit here. And I'm going to be using some Kaizen foam to get my brad nailer in there. And then over here, so I've got domino on the bottom, and I'll put some other rails here so that the dominoes are in here. And until I have any other Systainers, the plan is to have this one on top, so I can just open it up, leave it open, and grab the dominoes, because this bench is going to kind of be where I cut the majority of my dominoes. So having the larger MFT for breaking down sheet goods is super handy, great for assembly and that sort of thing. And yeah, I can cut dominoes anywhere, but being able to do it on this smaller table definitely frees up some of that room. So here's kind of the way that I plan on using it. I'm going to be using my 1000 millimeter UJK fence on this table the majority of the time. And just nice to be able to put in a piece of material, cut the dominoes, and then do the assembly and all the cutting over there. So flipping the cart around, you can see the backside. So right now it's just kind of one large open panel. I do have a divider already cut and finished to go in there if I do need more Systainer storage. But the plan right now is to take some of the lumber over here, some of the sheet good offcuts, and put those in there. And get rid of all of that. So I did make some room in the shed, as well as having some room up top in the garage to get some of that material. And the plan will be for that cart to go away so that this can tuck in there and still have kind of decent amount of room in this one car garage shop. So I'm still pretty happy with the layout in here, all things considered. I think one of the last things to note about the cart itself are these casters. So these are 3-inch casters. I'll put a link in the description below. I bought these from Amazon, and they are the 3-inch version of the 4-inch version that I have on the larger MFT, and I absolutely love them. Very easy to lock down, really quiet when rolling around. So definitely check out these casters if you're looking to build anything similar. And just before wrapping this video up, I just want to show you what is essentially a happy little accident, and that is the height. So my original plan was for the height of the DIY MFT to be 30 or 40 millimeters shorter than the larger ones, that then I could put a piece of lumber on here if I wanted to use it to like hold offcuts or anything like that. But what actually happened was it is just a hair under the height of the MFT. Now I do have some slopes in the garage on the concrete, but really quite happy with this. So it's really close to the height of this, but just lower. And even yesterday I was doing some cutting with my table saw, and what I found was that this cart is just a hair, maybe 5 millimeters shorter than the cart plus the table saw. So being able to use this for outfeed on that table saw was absolutely awesome. So yeah, just one of those happy accidents. I thought I was building it a bit lower, but I think that I just didn't factor in the both of the top and the bottom of the torsion top. So I think I forgot about 19 millimeters overall. So yeah, when it comes to your planning, just think ahead. And yeah, so I think that about does it kind of for now on this miniature DIY MFT. I might put another video, a third video out in a month or two after I use it. So I am planning on adding some accessories, so like these little clips so I can attach drills, maybe a little magnetic bar, because I do have a couple of those still around, but I want to use it and kind of figure out how I want to accessorize it. But for now, I'm super happy with this. I just need to make a little bit more room in the shop so I can tuck it in there. But yeah, this is my second video on the miniature DIY MFT.